Histinglish?
Histinglish.
Oh, yes! We've solved this problem!
This is it!
This is it! Alright, Histinglish is actually not a real class. What class is AP US History with Honors American Lit. These are two classes that are separate on the gradebook, but they will be working seamlessly together so that we can actually accomplish two tasks at the same time. Any questions?
Well, I noticed that I have to be enrolled in Honors English in order to take AP US History. Why?
That is a fantastic question. Let me tell you why. We will learn the analysis piece in AP US History. And that is a key skill to have. When you take English, you also learn the writing piece for US History and English. You'll be able to actually kill two birds with one stone, or be able to accomplish many tasks with two classes. Any other questions?
Are they both AP classes?
The AP class will still be graded according to the AP schedule. The Lit and Composition class, Honors, will be a way to add to the AP US History class as well as add to the Lit and Composition class as far as understanding the context and how this works. It'll be a great and challenging course. Any other questions?
Well, won't it be harder for me if I'm enrolled in both? I mean, I don't want to take both classes if they're both going to be harder for me.
Another great question. Actually, believe it or not, I think there'll be less homework when you take both classes, because realize that Miss Knoll and I will be on the same page and assigning homework, writing pieces, and analysis. This will actually be able to manage your time more effectively and make it more efficient.
So there any questions for me?
How will it be different for me to be enrolled in both classes instead of just Honors English?
Well, thanks for asking that. The way it's going to be different, and Mr. Pearson and I are really excited about this. We're going to be able to teach, he'll teach the history and I will teach the literature of that time period. So whatever he's teaching in history is going to back up what we're doing in literature. And that way they'll flow together so nobody will be confused or wondering what's happening. Any other questions?
Well, what's the homework load?
I should have figured you'd want to know that. Well, Mr. Pearson and I are probably going to assign about one essay per unit, which might end up being about 7 or 8 essays per year, which sounds scary, but you get to write them in class. We don't want you to have to go home and have typing and different things to do. So they're in-class essays, and then Mr. Pearson and I will grade them together. So really, one essay is a grade for both classes. So rather than 2 essays, now you just write 1. How about another question?
When we're not writing, what are we doing in class?
Good question. Obviously, we're going to be doing quite a bit of reading, some journaling, note-taking, and I know the AP side of note-taking will be a lot of Cornell note-taking. For my class, we're actually going to get more time to concentrate on reading poetry, looking at different plays and forms of writing rather than just reading essays or things like that. Mr. Pierce is actually opening that up for me by teaching the history, and I get to focus more on the literature part of it. So if you have any questions, feel free to come by Mr. Pierce's room, C208, or my room, I'm Mrs. Knoll, C106, and we'll see what we can do to answer your questions.